Greetings, greetings. Hotep, Alafia. We give thanks. Namaste. This is Yelosha Oshun Itanna Sonami, also known as Naila Spears. I come to you today talking about loving and forgiving without fear. This is a very touchy subject because, as we all know, it is very difficult sometimes to love and to forgive without fear. A lot of times we're holding on to things based on experiences from the past that we have dealt with that makes it very hard or challenging to be able to move into a space where we can give freely of ourselves without wanting anything in return. And I think that a lot of times that's what it's about. It's about um, feeling like we're giving up something, we're giving a part of ourselves so freely and not being used by it or from it. And so to love and to forgive without fear, we're talking about two different things, or are we talking about the same thing? And so when you love, you're just embracing all that is within that person, within the energy that you're sharing space with at the time. And to love is to embrace and to accept, um, to be okay in that space, just as it is, without judgment, and making an exchange of yourself, giving of yourself without fear or without aggravation, without frustration. This is a great challenge for the human psyche. And so when we're able to do that, to love without judgment, or would that be love if we have judgment? And then to forgive without fear. So to be able to give of oneself and love of oneself and to forgive of oneself without fear means that it's just you being in a very awesome place of solitude and an awesome place of gratitude, an awesome place of being empowered by yourself, by oneself, by your higher self, by your Ori, your spiritual mind, by your ability to be free of anything that can come at you in a way that may cause you harm. And so, because that's where the buildup of fear comes from, something that may have harmed us, rather it be physical, mental, or spiritual. We put up the walls or of defense to um, save ourselves or to protect ourselves so that we don't experience or revisit a feeling again. And so we hold on to an emotion, we hold on to a pain, we hold on to um, the sorrow of um, something that has happened or something that's not happening that can cause us to not forgive or not move on. And a lot of it sometimes comes from so many different places, but those that continue to live a life of affliction, not realizing that it's the it's the process and the ability to be able to surrender, to say I'm sorry, or I forgive myself, and I forgive those that I may have harmed. And so, just want to share with you a little bit from the book, Up from the Mud, The Rebirthing of a Lotus, a womb wisdom journey of poems and wellness tools for the mind, body, soul, and spirit. You can get it on Amazon, or you can contact me for a copy of the book. And so we're going to just kind of go through a little bit about forgiveness. And that's dealing with the heart, inner healing, self actualization, self love, strength, and appreciation. Talking about the red lotus, not the red lotus. The red lotus is one of love, truth, creation, creativity, balance, morality, passion, activity, fire, seat of power. And today we redefine our passion for self and life. Discover your truth, worth, and value. Spark a flame in a place where love has been lost in purpose, and go forth with a zeal. Serving you is not a crime. It is not selfish. You can only give of that you know to give to yourself from what's been poured in from birth. Many people blame family, friends, loved ones, and spouses for not giving to them what they need or want in a relationship. So you cannot give from something you are not capable or willing to give to yourself first. Be the image you wish to reflect and receive. That's a very hard place. Many people, many of the clients that I see have a very tough time, and I know about it personally, when you are having relationships with people, just human beings in general. And um, we constantly want something from someone. We're asking and yearning and wanting, um, and we're not getting it, we're not receiving it. Many times, the very thing that we desire the most is the only thing that we're able to give to ourselves. Is that one thing that we're able to and should be given to ourselves, because no one can give it to us like we can, right? So many times we have been conditioned in this culture to ask for things, desire things from others that we want for ourselves. Yet it is important that we actually give them to ourselves. We want from others, but we need to give it to ourselves. And you ask, how does that happen? How does that work? Well, that's when we come back to understanding self relations. Self relations is of the utmost importance, and it's not been taught. It's not been taught in this culture. So it's so important that we get to that place where we have to be the first medicine keepers of our own um, prescription. Like we have to be the first patients of our own prescription that we give, right? And so we have to take a spoon for ourselves before we can give it out to someone else. And so it's so important to learn to that it's okay. In the book it says, it's not a crime to be selfish when it comes to self relations. It's the only way you'll be able to love freely and forgive freely if the opportunity, presents itself. That you learn to truly embrace the power from within in order to embrace the power from without. So Remember that there is a need for internal as well as external focus. This is very important. Nurturing and balancing self is everything. Serving self is imperative, and every human being has someone in the world that they are to assist, serve, or be served by. These assignments are a part of our global purpose on the earth to one another. Excuse me. Either your presence, your voice, your gift, grace, kindness, your talent, your service, your support, or just your ear. Find that place in your heart again. If you're down and feeling heavy, I guarantee you, if you focus on someone else and not just something else, it helps to put things into perspective. Pursue peace and forgiveness and watch it serve you. So these are things that some of a little excerpt I wanted to read from the book so that you get a taste of what this is about when we talk about self relations, self actualization, self empowerment, self encouragement. You know, even in the scriptures, it says David encouraged his own self, and when he did that, it wasn't just by you know conjuring up these thoughts about what he should do and how he should be. No, he spent time with God, and in that quiet time he received those empowering messages to be able to raise himself up out of very dark spaces, sometimes emotionally, and through the dance and through the music and his abilities to reach out and do things that was going to give him medicine. That's what empowered him to purpose, to be a great warrior, to be a great defeater and defender of the kingdom. And so that is so important. And there's so many patakis and different tales and different mantras that we can take from that will show us that we have the ability, we have the tools, we have the strength, we have the wherewithal. God has given us, Mother has given us everything that we need to love thyself and to heal thyself, and more importantly, to forgive thyself. Because forgiveness does not just happen on to some out and outwardly in an outwardly fashion, but forgiveness starts from within. And so the reason many people are not able to forgive others is because they have yet to learn to forgive themselves for their own trespasses, for their own mistakes and their own hindrances. We are the worst at that, and we need to begin to learn to heal and forgive ourselves, and then we don't have a hard time releasing others from that bondage. Okay, and so I just wanted to leave you with a very short and sweet message today. And again, it is learning to love and to forgive thyself without fear. Remember, you have to do it from within in order to have the power to do it from without. This is your queen, your sister, your guide and healer, Ialosha Oshun Itanna Samhami, also known as Naila. I send you peace, love, and blessings. Odupre. Odabo.